truck on down to White Fence Farm.
My grandparents, Robert and Doris Hastert, started this restaurant, and Grandpa always believed in serving the world's best food that he could, and we haven't tried to change anything Grandpa did. If it works, don't change it. Our corn fritters are very famous. We make those fresh every day. And the chicken comes in fresh every day. We pressure cook the chicken for 12 minutes. We flash fry it in low cholesterol soybean oil. So it's very moist inside, but it's crispy on the outside. We have a petting zoo. We have different chickens that are only our pets, and then we have a whole herd of sheep. The biggest thing I hear from, if you're a first-timer, a traveler on Route 66, or you've been here since you were a kid and your grandparents, everyone says this is a landmark in the area and it's an institution. And it gives me goosebumps because it's an institution. I've been here since I've been 12 and working here as a hostess and a cashier. And now my daughter, who actually is 12, she's been working here.
Sure, follow me.
It's very warming to see your kids grow up and not just something that you did, but that comes from the family.
Ed, you say White Fence Farm is truly one of a kind. Tell us why you chose it.
Well, I was introduced to White Fence Farm some 40 years ago through my wife and, well, my girlfriend then, and her folks and her grandparents. And it was known for a great chicken dinner and for the sides and their hush puppies, for the antiques. There was just something to see in every room. And even as you go back time after time, you're finding new things and new antiques and different rooms you haven't sat in yet. But the chicken is awesome, the hush puppies are awesome. Before your meal, they bring out little salads, coleslaw, just a sweet and sour coleslaw. It's absolutely delicious. Bean salad, which is out of this world, the hush puppies.
And I gotta stop here because you keep saying hush puppies and you have to say corn fritters. Oh, they are to die for. You keep saying hush puppies, but don't call them hush puppies.
Yeah, and they keep bringing them back. You just keep eating it and eating it.
Fresh from the oven and into your mouth.
And they're steaming hot, and the corn is still in there.
So good. But like you said, the coleslaw, it was different coleslaw. It was more of a sweet and sour coleslaw, not a creamy coleslaw. Right. But I had the chicken because that's what they're known for. But my family also and we ordered the fish and the fried shrimp, which was delicious too. But more chicken than all of that other stuff. It's crispy, it's juicy. I mean, it's heaven.
Well, it's very popular. They go through over 200,000 pounds of chicken a year.
Wow.
If you can imagine.
80,000 pounds of potatoes for the baked potatoes, I think, a year. So it's unbelievable. And I've since fallen in love with their steak, so I'm torn. I always sit down and say, okay, I'm going to get the chicken today, and I always end up getting a large T-boner to pour it out. And if you get through everything and you're fortunate enough to have somebody tell you about the brandy ice for dessert, oh, it's so good. Laura,
the current owner, her grandfather used to collect a lot of things, and then over time they kind of stopped collecting things, but people have been donating their collections now to the museum that's there. So Nick, when you went there, can you describe it for us? Because it's not like your typical restaurant.
Not at all, no. And I mean, I'm originally from Iowa, so when I drove out west to hit this place up, I was like, did I go too far? I mean, I get there and it says farm, and it's all of a sudden out of nowhere, you've got this whole kind of atmosphere. And it's just like you just walked into a whole nother place. And of course they've got their petting zoo, which was something that, you know, I've never heard of at a restaurant before. So I had to stop and check that out, you know. And then of course the car museum and all the other just total, you know, eclectic, you know, all these old, you know, phones, all the different rooms, and they kind of got them themed. And
did you notice it's carpeted? The whole restaurant was carpeted. Yeah. It was really homey.
Yes.
Like fireplace, grandfather clocks everywhere, old cash registers,
right,
and typewriters too.
It would look weird if they had a new,
something new.
And kind of goes with the food that you have, where you expect that kind of Sunday dinner, you know, with the family, and like you say, those corn fritters. After the third one, I knew I was going to have to stop myself, otherwise I wasn't going to be able to.
Control yourself with
right.
those things. Oh gosh.
But the chicken too, like you say, when you have chicken done that way, a lot of times you can get it dry. You know, it'll get overcooked. And this, right, it was so good. So I was really glad that I did have that. Then I knew the brandy ice was something I needed to get after. And so when we got done with our meal, we said, yeah, you know, we better try that. At first, it comes out and it's like an off-white ice cream, and then you get into that pocket, and all of a sudden you just, you know, you get down to that brandy, and it's like, ooh,
I
you
had
know.
the top of it, and then I scooped the bottom, and it almost knocked me
Right,
on my
yep.
ass. I was like, whoa, that is brandy
Yeah, right, because it's
I was
in there.
I like going with my mother because she can only get half of hers down, and she says, Annie, will you help me? Well, if I have to, Ma.
Yeah, twist my arm.
You get so much out of one little glass, it's out of this world.
May, do you think it's only a family place, or is it, who else would you take there?
Oh, you could take your friends, you could go with your significant other, it doesn't matter. They cater to everybody. I mean, the food it's for everyone. It's the way that we had it was family style, that we just put everything in the middle and everybody was just picking out whatever they wanted and sharing everything.
And when you say it's family friendly, we had 4 generations. I had my grandchildren, my children, we were there, and my mother was there at the same table. And it's funny, as you get older, you start picking up phrases, and somebody told me one time, well, love creates love. And it sounds funny when you said, well, what kind of people would go there, and we say families, and I'm thinking, well, you know, there's 3-4 generations of love at that table that was created from my wife and I, or from our parents that made us, and so it is a place that you could start a foundation of love and start your own family memories for years and years, which I hope and pray it's there for years and years.
Well, you chose White Fence Farm. Sum it up for us.
Sum it up, just a warm place to go with family and friends and just to have a great time.
May?
If you want food that hits the spot, especially fried chicken and great atmosphere, White Fence Farm.
And Nick?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a great family atmosphere, and it's exactly where I want to be when I'm eating that kind of home-cooked meal.
You can try the fried chicken and more at White Fence Farm, 1376 Joliet Road in Romeoville. 815-783-9890. Open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, lunch and dinner on Sunday, and closed on Monday. Reservations are accepted for large parties only, and the average tab per person without drinks is $20.